Monday, everyone. Welcome to First Take. Shae Cornette here with you. That is Dan Orlovsky, Stephen A. Smith, Cam Newton rocking out with us as well. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope everyone had a really nice weekend. Dio, how you doing?
I'm doing tremendous. Had a great weekend. A lot of kids' sports. Put up Christmas lights, which is always a great time.
Okay,
I'm doing amazing.
Great. And we all watched a lot of football, so let's get right into it because the oldest rivalry in the NFL did not disappoint on Sunday. Bears-Packers at Lambeau Field in the cold, and it came down to the final play of the game where Caleb Williams threw a pick in the end zone. Packers win it 28-21. They have now won 3 straight divisional games. They are atop the NFC North. Jordan Love threw for 234 yards. He had 3 touchdowns himself. Here he was.
Yeah, I mean, it meant a lot to everybody. But, obviously, we've all known the comments that were out there, so it is what it is. But, this is a game that means a lot to everybody. It's an NFC North matchup. Obviously, Bears are our #1 seed, so it's a huge game. And like I said, we'll see these guys here in a couple weeks again.
Did you or Ben say anything to each other, or was it just a blow-by handshake?
Oh, it's just, I think, quick handshake. I mean, we'll see him again in 2 weeks, so.
They're not supposed to like each other, okay? They're not supposed to. Now we've learned a lot about both these quarterbacks, obviously both these teams. Guys, Dio, I'll start with you. Do you now trust Jordan Love in these big moments?
I have always trusted Jordan Love in these big moments, and if you don't trust Jordan Love in these big moments, or if you don't think he's one of the best quarterbacks in football, that's an idiotic thing. Jordan Love has played big-time football for years. I think what you're seeing is a quarterback that makes very good decisions on a consistent basis. He's big game hunting right now that Christian Watson's back. The outstanding understanding or control of the line of scrimmage is big time. He was sensational again yesterday. He's on a heater. And for everybody that sits there and says that Jordan Love is X because you continue to talk about him in a narrative of what he might have been his first year or two starting, he's not that. Jordan Love has as many touchdowns this year as he has sacks and interceptions combined. I'll say it again. He has as many touchdowns this season as he has sacks and interceptions combined. That's unbelievably highly efficient, but big-time football. I think Jordan Love, I've never not trusted Jordan Love. I think people who don't are just haters.
Okay, Cam Newton, are you a hater? Or do you trust Jordan Love in these kinds of situations?
Far from a hater, but more so a realist. And when you start to think about the teams that have given Jordan Love and the Packers, fits or made them struggle, look back at the Panthers game, look back at the Browns game, and specifically the Cowboys game. They all had something in common. They all got after the quarterback, either one. They all were able to run the ball efficiently, and they were all able to kind of negate what the Packers offense wanted to do. Very opportunistic on the defensive side. Now, trust in Jordan Love? Absolutely. Big arm talent. The skill level, that he possesses is something that's a rarity, in this league right now. But what I will say is the teams that are able to get after the quarterback, specifically Jordan Love, that is the nemesis or the thing that you must do to stop that offense, before he gets out of control.
S.A.? Good morning.
Can y'all hear me clearly? I just want to make sure.
I'm
in Southern California. I just want to make sure y'all hear me clearly, right? Dan, for once upon a time, congratulations. You got on a nice suit. It's a rarity. I want to give you credit where credit is due for that. Let's get that out of the way first. Secondly, let me say this to you, to the American people out there. Dan Orlovsky has done something that I would never do to you. Dan Orlovsky has called millions of you idiots. That's what he said. Anybody that doubts Jordan Love, it's just idiotic. He's talking about you because there's millions of football fans that watched Jordan Love in the last 2 playoff games look unlike Jordan Love has looked throughout the regular season. And as a result of that, they may have some trepidation. It gives them a cause to pause. It makes them say, hey, wait a minute now. I got to see it to believe it. And because of that, Dan Orlovsky is calling you an idiot. He doesn't understand that you're looking at Jordan Love and you know that Jordan Love is a big-time talent, that you've seen him produce in the regular season. But what you're saying is that, okay, when the big moments arrive, like a game in January of 2024 against the San Francisco 49ers, which he lost, like another game against the Philadelphia Eagles in January of 2025, which he lost, in those last 2 playoff games that we've seen him in, where he's thrown 2 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, you're an idiot if Dan Orlovsky, because of Dan Orlovsky saying that, you're an idiot if you look at those 2 games and you look at him now and you say, excuse me, damn good game he played. But it's December. It's the regular season. And I need to see that in the playoffs. There's nothing wrong with that from Stephen A. Your friendly neighborhood buddy, Stephen A. You understand? I approved that message. I would never call you an idiot. I wouldn't do that. You understand? But Dan Orlovsky, oh no, if you don't see the light the way he sees it, if you don't sit up there and shove aside those 5 interceptions over the last 2 playoff games, if you dare you say, if you stand back and you pause for a second, and you don't go by the 3 touchdown passes yesterday. You don't go by how he looked in the 4 of the last 6 drives that he led them to touchdowns. If you don't go by any of that, right? And instead you say, listen, that's more of what I expected from Jordan Love because I know he's a big-time talent. He's the man that succeeded Aaron Rodgers, and it was the right decision for the Green Bay Packers to make, certainly. And Jordan Love can absolutely ball, but I want to wait until the playoffs arrive, because Green Bay might be going against San Francisco. They might be going against San Francisco. They might be going against Seattle. They might be going against L.A. We don't know who they're going to go up against. But I need to see the same dude yesterday. I need to see that dude in January that I saw yesterday. If you feel that way, that is not good enough for Dan Orlovsky.
No.
Dan Orlovsky considers you idiotic because how dare you come to that conclusion based on what you've been seeing from his talent? Well, damn it, I'm an idiot then because I got to see it to believe it come playoff time. I know the brother's talented. I know he's big time, but I got to see Jordan Love look like that come playoff time against somebody other than the Cowboys.
Okay.
Because I know he dropped 48 on them. I'm against somebody else other than the Cowboys. I need to see that.
All right, very long job by you. Number one, Stephen A. I didn't call people idiots. I said to think that way is idiotic. Very different. I would never name call someone like that. Number 2, to believe it thing. I subscribe to what are we seeing right now and trying to project it to the future. I love how you, Stephen A., strategically pick how you'll view certain people's past and foreshadowing of the future, and then not do it for the others. Like, you could sit there and talk about the playoff games. First of all, Jordan was very good in the San Francisco game into the 4th quarter. And yes, in the 4th quarter, he has those 2 interceptions. One he throws back across his body late. Oh, he struggled against the Eagles last year. So did Patrick Mahomes, who's the best player on the planet, okay? So, that's not this anomaly of, oh, Jordan Love, he plays good against everybody else, and man, he ran into the Eagles skunked everyone in the playoffs.
You're making me laugh.
Stafford. No. Because you sit there and go, well, I got to see it in the playoffs to believe it. How come we do that for certain guys?
But you're making me laugh. Listen. First of all, let me remind America and Cam right here what you did, before the start of the season. We have tape. We have footage, Cam and Shae, of Dan Orlovsky before the season saying Dallas Cowboys are pretty damn good. I mean, and he went up and named 8 teams.
That's right.
He said, other than them, the Dallas Cowboys are very good. I'm like, it's 7 make the playoffs. What are you talking
Where
about?
are the Cowboys
and he gave you 8 teams
right
that were better than the Cowboys, but they're really, really good. But they're really good. That's that same Dan Orlovsky who did that. That's number 1. Number 2, did you just sit up there and say Jordan Love was great up until the 2 interceptions in the 4th quarter? Really? That's what you're doing? How does that make any damn sense to you? Overall, we get to count the totality of the game. That makes no sense. That argument makes no sense.
It literally makes
whatsoever.
sense. They ran the ball down San Francisco's throat.
Number 3. It doesn't matter. You can't sit up there and ignore a quarterback throwing 2 interceptions in the 4th quarter of a playoff game and say he was really good up until that moment. Please, that moment counts more than anything else. 2 interceptions in the 4th quarter. That's just nonsense, okay? Number 3, I keep telling you this. Ultimately, it's about moments. It's about moments. And all I'm saying about Jordan Love is what really, really counts is what he's going to do in January, because we know how skilled he is. It's about what you do when it really, really counts. That's what I'm waiting to see from him. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Cam, go ahead. You can respond.
The caution that I have with Jordan Love is when you put that the things that will kind of go against him, teams that get after the quarterback and teams that are opportunistic with the ball in the air. When you look at the Rams, when you look at the Eagles, when you look at Seattle, those type of teams, they play bully ball. They have that type of dynamic in their type of play. And those are the only things that to say how great Jordan Love is, the thing that will make you question, he will put the ball in jeopardy at some point of the game. When you go back and you say Dan Orlovsky, in the 4th quarter, well, that's the time of the win. Especially in the playoffs, the second half alone is the determining factor whether we win or we lose. We can have a great first half, but if we don't perform in the second half, then that will be, something that will impact the game, no doubt about it.
Yeah, this is my problem, Cam. Everyone talks about Jordan Love incorrectly. You say put the ball in harm's way. He's thrown 1 pick since October. He's thrown 1 pick. He's got 4 interceptions on the year. He's not this gunslinging, reckless quarterback. He throws the ball downfield. They're aggressive as an offense. Ever since Christian Watson's come back, they're pushing the ball downfield. But we talk about Jordan Love like he's a walking turnover. That's not accurate. And that's my whole gripe, Cam, with the way that we have allowed people to talk about him is because maybe early on in his career, yes, I would agree with that. But really over the course of like the last 3 seasons, he's one of the least interception-prone quarterbacks in the NFL. I think he's, when it comes to like how many times, and you know this, how many times I'm throwing the ball versus how many times I throw picks, he's on par with like Jalen Hurts, who's historically risk-averse. And so that my whole gripe about this whole situation is everyone talks about Jordan Love in a false reality. He's not that guy. And I'd also say this.
No.
Yes, Cam. Yes. Like the numbers are what the numbers are. The game plays. Dave, he's thrown 1 pick, I think, since November 1st. And so I sit here. He's got 4 interceptions on the season. And I sit here and I go, okay, the quarterbacks that are in the NFC, like if you think about the quarterbacks that are in the NFC right now, you go, you trust Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts. You trust Jordan Love or Caleb Williams. You trust Jordan Love or Sam Darnold. You trust Jordan Love or Baker. The only guy that definitively you would sit there in the playoffs and say you trust him, no questions asked more, would probably be Stafford. And I'll live in the world because Jalen's done it. Like I can't get past the fact that we've seen Jalen do it. But other than that, he's right there.
Stephen A.
So you are 100% correct.
I'm gonna let Cam go first.
But to go about it through the lens, through Stephen A. is what his response is. You can't deny what he has shown you before. And everybody is arguably saying that Jordan Love is a talent that is extremely elite at times. But what we have seen in the playoffs, and to answer the question, do you trust Jordan Love in big games? What we've seen in big games from Jordan Love is that ball is put in compromised situations. So until he makes everybody kind of see for ourselves and say, okay, he's grew up in that type of phase, you cannot negate what he has shown us. And that's all I'm saying. That's not to say that I'm a hater. I'm just sitting up here saying facts. When we see the examples of him in playoff games, whether it's the fourth quarter, where it's throughout the game, the teams that get after the quarterback and the teams that make you pay for putting the ball in jeopardy, those are the teams that really Jordan Love struggles with, and that's all I'm saying.
Orlovsky, D.O. And D.O. is a lot. He's got a lot more flavor than Orlovsky. So, you flow with that, okay? Here's the deal, man. Jordan Love has been in the NFL for 5 years. He's been a starting quarterback for the last 3. He's thrown 11 interceptions his first year, 11 interceptions his second year, just 4 interceptions his third year. And 11 interceptions is not awful. So he's thrown a grand total of 26 interceptions in 3 years in his career. That's not bad at all. So what the hell are you talking about when you say everybody treats him like he's an interception waiting to happen? See, you're trying to change the narrative to come to his defense. We're not saying that about him. What we're saying is this brother is ultra talented. We know he's not a scrub. We know he's a big-time player. But in order for the Green Bay Packers to get to the next level, he has to elevate his level of play come January. That's the narrative. That's what we're saying. And that is what you're trying to wiggle around. Don't try to create this narrative. Everybody's throwing out Jordan Love out there. He's an interception waiting to happen. He's a mistake waiting to happen. No, but you do have 5 interceptions in your last 2 playoff games, and both of them were losses, okay? You've lost your last 2 playoff games, all right? The divisional playoff game against San Francisco, lost to Philly last year, and in those games, 5 interceptions were thrown by the man. That is a fact. So you can sit up there and say it any way you want to. In the end, all anybody is saying is Jordan Love is a big-time baller. My brother, are you going to show up like that come January? That's our question mark, which is why their win yesterday was so big, because you certainly don't want to be looking up and having to go to Chicago or someplace else for a playoff game when you can have them at Lambeau Field. That's what we're saying.
It's going to feel like a playoff game in Chicago in 2 weeks. You can sit there and sulk for a little bit because the Bears and the Packers are going to have a rematch. But this time it'll be at
sulk and be frustrated. That's what happens when he's wrong.
He's
Dude, you just, oh my gosh,
Jordan Love is 1-2 in the postseason. There's not a huge sample size, but obviously he can turn the ball over and lose again this year. Or the narrative will probably change.
So Shae,
Yes.
five interceptions in your last 2 playoff games with gross end-up losses is not a large enough sample size.
No,
is that what we're saying?
the Eagles,
I just want to know. I just want to make sure so we can judge accordingly.
The Eagles went on to win the Super Bowl. Everyone lost.
You ready? You ready? This is how I could dunk on Stephen A. Let's have a conversation about the quarterbacks that no one hesitates about their play in the playoffs. How many of them are in the NFL? Probably Stafford,
Patrick Mahomes,
Jalen Hurts, Mahomes,
which we're about to have a conversation about right now.
So there's 4 of them.
Your argument is profound if we're saying that Jordan Love can't play. If we're acknowledging that the brother is a skilled baller, okay? We're just talking about how he has to show up and play on the same level. Listen, Cam knows this. It's 2 sayings that I got, right? First of all, don't let it be you. That's number 1. Don't let it be you. Don't let it be you, D.O. I always point to the screen and say, don't let it be you. Here's the other thing. If you a scrub, you a scrub. Don't let it be you. If you a scrub, you a scrub, all right? But if you're not a scrub and you are somebody that can ball, and then the moment arrives and all of a sudden you appear to be a bit jittery and you do things that you normally don't do on the negative side, what are we to make of you? That's the point. That's all we're talking about right now. Nobody's talking about Jordan Love and his skill set and what he brings to the table and what his capabilities are. We're saying, January is next month, bro. What I'm seeing now, that's really, really nice.